During family photos at Christmas, my uncle leaned over and whispered to my mom, "Is she his, or is she the other one's?" I was 7 years old the first time I heard it. I didn't understand what it meant. I filed it away the way kids file away things they're not supposed to hear, in some quiet drawer that doesn't open for years. It opened when I was 26. My mom called me on a Tuesday in November and said she needed to tell me something before the holidays. She said it like she'd been rehearsing. She said it like she'd been waiting for the right time for 2 decades and finally decided there was no right time. "Your uncle is going to be at Christmas," she said, "and I need you to know some things before you're in a room with him." I told her I was listening. She started with my dad. They'd been married 3 years when she got pregnant with me. It wasn't a happy marriage. She described it the way people describe bad weather. Inevitable, miserable, something you wait out. My dad was gone for long stretches. Work, she'd always said. I'd believed that. There was someone else, she said. For me, for about 8 months, I sat down on my kitchen floor. She said his name was Daniel. She said it was over before I was born. She said she'd always told herself it didn't matter because she and my dad had worked things out by the time I arrived, and I was his daughter. She was certain of it, and there was no reason to blow up our lives over something that was finished. "Then why are you telling me now?" I asked. She was quiet for a second. "Because your uncle has been holding it over me for 25 years, and I'm done." I asked her what she meant by holding it over her. She told me, slowly. My uncle, my dad's younger brother, Gordon, had seen her with Daniel once. A parking lot. Nothing dramatic. Just the two of them talking in a way that apparently said enough. He never told my dad, but he told my mom he'd seen them. He told her right after I was born. He showed up at our house while my dad was at work, held me for exactly 30 seconds, handed me back and said, "Beautiful baby. Looks like the family." Then he smiled and said, "I'll always wonder though." He never asked for money. He never made explicit threats. He just stayed close. He came to every holiday. He called my dad every week. He remembered every birthday, every recital, every graduation, and every few years, in some quiet moment, he'd find a way to remind my mom that he knew. The Christmas photo. I was 7. He leaned over and said, "Is she his, or is she the other one's?" My mom had grabbed my hand so hard I yelped. My dad looked over and she said I'd stepped on her foot. I thought about that grip for a long time after she told me. There were other moments she listed. A comment at my high school graduation, a toast at my cousin's wedding that went on about family loyalty in a way that made her want to leave the room, a text 2 years ago after my dad's heart attack that said only, "Hope everything's okay. Family is everything." 25 years of that. "He's coming to Christmas," I said. "He is," she said. "Your dad invited him. He doesn't know any of this, and I can't tell him now. He just got healthy." I can't. I understood that. I did. But I also sat on my kitchen floor for a very long time. I told her I'd think about it and call her back. She said okay. She sounded exhausted in a way I recognized as permanent. I didn't call her back that night. I called Gordon. He answered on the second ring, warm and familiar, already calling me by the nickname only the family used. We made small talk for about 90 seconds. I was calm. I'd had 6 hours to get calm. Then I said, "Mom told me everything." The line went quiet. "The parking lot. The things you've said over the years. The text after Dad's heart attack. All of it. Still quiet. I want you to hear this clearly." I said, "You're going to tell Dad you can't make Christmas. Family thing, scheduling conflict, I don't care. And after that you're going to stop calling him. Stop texting. Stop showing up. You're going to disappear from our lives so quietly that he never has to know why. You can't," he started. "If you come to that house," I said, "I'm going to walk up to my father at the dinner table and I'm going to tell him that his brother has spent 25 years using his wife's past to keep her afraid. I'll tell him every single thing she told me. And then you can explain to him why you never said a word. Not out of loyalty, not out of love, but because the secret was worth more to you than he was." The silence this time was different. "Merry Christmas, Gordon," I said, and I hung up. My phone buzzed 20 minutes later. It was a text to my mom. I know because she forwarded it to me at midnight with no message except a single punctuation mark. A period. It said, "I won't be able to make Christmas this year. Give my best to everyone."